Hello, thank you so much for joining me again on my YouTube channel, Higher Consciousness. Today's reading is about what you can expect in the month of May 2022. So I have 3 piles laid out before me, 3 different crystals to choose from if you choose by crystals. We have on the first pile is this piece of quartz. And then on the second pile, we have this piece of Shiva Lingam. And then on the third pile, we have this piece of calcite. So go ahead and pause the video. If you need to, go ahead and think about which card or crystal pile is calling to you. And then go ahead and click on the timestamp down below and we'll see what is in store for you this month of May. Hi, pile number 1. If you chose the piece of quartz, then this reading is for you to see what is coming your way in the month of May. So I have my pile, which I've selected the 3 card piles just before the reading. I'm going to see what awaits you. We have number 4, Artemis, focus. So right away I'm getting this idea that you are focusing on something, your intention is finally becoming clear, and because of that you're going to start seeing a lot more abundance. 4 is a number of abundance and stability, security. So this focus is really going to draw in a lot more abundance, which is what you're seeking. So hopefully that's a positive note for you. What else do we have for pile number 1? We have number 1, that is confirmation from Spirit that the number that you chose is synchronized with the number that they see fit for you. This number 1 energy symbolizes independence, leadership. It symbolizes that you are ready to adapt to your environment for the best possible outcome. So you are highly resilient. You are able to adjust yourself and your temperament. You are able to see what other people in the environment are doing and how they're responding. And so you're able to choose the best possible reaction and interaction with them. So we have this number 1 energy, this number 4 energy, being highly adaptable, very focused. And we have number 6, upside down. So number 6 being upside down can symbolize that more attention to yourself can be needed at this time, and not necessarily needed, but it could take you that much further, because whenever we feel good about ourselves, then it demonstrates on our exterior, and other people are able to get a sense that our energy is much more gathered, pulled together. So I'm getting a sense that Spirit is saying right now you are very external, you're adapting to your environment, you're feeling very focused towards your goals, but Spirit wants to reassure you that you can go ahead and invest in yourself. Number 6 is the number of nurturing. It symbolizes the pregnant mom. And I'm pregnant right now, so it's a great example of the number 6 nurturing energy. You can go ahead and nurture yourself, support yourself. You can find the beauty within you, and from that is going to give you so much more strength and so much more ability to keep pursuing your goals, to believe in yourself towards your goals, and to become highly adaptable. This might also include, and with the adaptability card, it can include that we need to wear a certain mask. And when I say mask, I'm not saying that you should be something that you're not. I'm saying that we should be what we want to be, and we should put that image on in order to fully embrace it. So it's not as though we're pretending to be something that we're not. We're just emphasizing what is already there so that other people can better tell what is going on. So this number 6 has the great potential to become upright in the month of May. It is what Spirit desires for you, is to spend more time on yourself, to find that inner beauty, to embrace it, to nurture it, and then from there to be able to become a master manifester. So let's see what else we have in this pile. We have the 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups is highly emotional. It's very emotionally fulfilled, further in along the lines of abundance and having manifested a great fortune already. We can start to see this abundance already within and around us. Maybe it's very likely within your connections, your home, your family. If you don't have a family, then this can also be your community of friends, or your extended relatives, or your greater community that gives you a sense of purpose. We're getting an idea that this community is emotionally fulfilling you and is providing you with a sense of fulfillment. We also have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So with Ace of Wands in reverse, we might have been going through some sort of blockage with manifesting. And we addressed this already. We said that while you have a lot of focus, that the internal time, the time to yourself in which you're working on yourself, is an area that we can improve upon. And so the Ace of Wands is saying that you can also overcome this blockage of your manifestation by doing more, I'd say, natural work, working with the natural forces and working with spiritual forces. Even the other cards over here are embracing it, as the 10 of Cups is not in the city. It's not at the farm property. It's over here where they're seeing the rainbow is actually off to the side in nature. So Spirit is almost saying that you'll be able to manifest more if you take a moment to step back and embrace natural forces, embrace your sense of spirituality, and become more of in a divine feminine role, a receptive role. And then you will start to see a balance occurring within your life that's able to help you manifest even more. What else do we have, Spirit, for pile number 1? We have Page of Cups in reverse. So this Page of Cups gives me this feeling of setting out on a journey. So it's likely that you could be setting out on a journey or desiring to do so, but there is some sort of a blockage. But this is not to hold on to, because again, when we put ourselves out into the world in a different sense and we try something new, then something different can happen, right? So we're thinking about this Page of Cups card, and Spirit is saying, don't hold back anymore. It's okay to step out and do something that you feel emotionally called to do. Spirit will support it and find a way in order for you to feel fulfilled and comfortable while doing it. So we've got a couple of those cards in reverse, just letting you know that you have so much more potential that can be tapped into by just letting your intuitive forces and your feminine forces come into play more in your life. And we have new beginnings. So This is a timeline of events as far as we've been working through. The new beginnings are underway. Spirit has something intended for you in the month of May. We just need to go ahead and celebrate yourself some more, build yourself up, and take a chance. Take that chance to go somewhere you feel intuitively called to go. So say, for example, you are trying out for a new opportunity that you didn't have the courage to do before, or you didn't quite see yourself in that role. Spirit is saying to go ahead and see yourself in that role, give it a go, because you could be very surprised with the opportunity that could open up before you. So we've got new beginnings. And then we have number 5, financial and material changes. So new beginnings quickly becoming number 5. Number 5 is a very creative energy for the sake of fun. So all in all, we're getting this sense that a new opportunity can await you, and it's not going to be very apparent at first that it could be such an abundant opportunity, but you're going to feel called to do it because of how you feel. Spirit says to trust that feeling, because you may be very surprised at the material abundance that can come from doing something so pleasurable, something so creative, something just so passionate that you just get lost in the moment, and then you actually come to find out you are generating abundance and opportunity from it. And then lastly, pulling it all together, we have the foundation and achievements card, number 4. So we're back to that 4 energy from the start, this very stable energy. And if we bounce back, that's actually the first card that we pulled was the number 4. And we're ending on a number 4. So I only had 3 piles for this reading, but if you did want to choose number 4, then this is very fitting for you as well. So we have this focus leading towards the foundation and achievements. We have this reoccurring rainbow theme as well. This rainbow theme coming in, and this number 4 theme coming in. So it's like when you are stable in this physical realm, then you are also manifesting on a spiritual realm in tenfold. So this is all about you attaining that environment, creating the environment, and from creating that environment, feeling that spiritual and emotional satisfaction from it. So it's like this cause and effect relationship, this within and without relationship that Spirit wants you to be aware of this May. So it looks for you as though you can, and you will be, attaining a great fortune of spiritual abundance. But this form of spiritual abundance is going to come from you treating yourself well, nurturing yourself, and also nurturing your community and those around you. You're going to be creating a sense of material wealth and abundance, stability, that will also create a sense of emotional well-being. I want to use my Astro Dice and see if Spirit has any last messages for group number 1. So let's go ahead and roll those dice right now. So I have the number 2 house landed on Cancer, the sign of Cancer. So this is all about your values. The second house is all about your values and your material, the things you surround yourself with. And this is in the sign of Cancer, which is all about the home. So your values are shifting to your home and your environment, which we got from the reading. We got the image of homes coming up quite a bit. So your values are shifting more towards your home. And what else? We have Pluto in Aries. So we have the endings, the planet of endings in the sign of new beginnings. So you're very likely going through a major transformation in life right now. I wouldn't be surprised if you are moving, if you are changing your values to be more geared towards the home. If you are, let's see, we have Aquarius, excuse me, the dice of Aquarius on the Aquarius sign. So your values are also shifting more towards that of the community, the collective. You're thinking more along the lines of what's good about what's good for others and how that can also be good for you. But Spirit is saying all in all, to keep nurturing yourself, because that self-nurturance is going to be the balancing act. It's going to be what is necessary with all this energy that you're putting out into your home and into your community as you are helping start new beginnings and give others a fresh start. You also deserve that fresh start yourself. So I hope this reading resonated with you, pile number 1. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below to let me know what you think. And we'll see you again in a future reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose this piece of Shiva Lingam, and if you chose the card pile number 2, then this reading is for you to see what is coming for you in the month of May. So for those who don't know, Shiva Lingam is the fertility stone. I actually got this stone before becoming pregnant, before becoming a mom this past year. So you didn't have to choose this pile to enhance fertility per se, but it also can involve like creative projects, your ability to plant new seeds in different creative ways. It does not have to be physically becoming pregnant in the form of the body, but in the form of ideas and consciousness. So no need to fear if you are choosing the Shiva Lingam or the second pile. Let's see what Spirit has in store for you. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so we'll do our best to accommodate for all those involved. So far we have the first card here coming out is 35 in reverse, illusion. So pile number 2, it could be that you just overcame a state of confusion, or that you are in a state of confusion. The 35 can come into 8 when adding the 3 and the 5. So we want to be in this state of reciprocity and flow, this balancing act. But in our current state, we're not quite feeling balanced. There's some kind of illusion, some kind of thing that we're missing in our environment, or that of which you are asking about in the month of May. So what else do we have, Spirit? Can we clarify for group number 2? We have this very dramatic card coming in here, 38, saying death and magic. So it's almost like this sense of spiritual, like you've had an awakening recently, an awakening that has come from the veil being dropped. So whenever the veil drops, we are able to see both really beautiful things, and we're also able to see really scary, terrifying things. So it's likely that you're going through a life-changing experience on a more spiritual level. This could be something such as losing a loved one. This could be something like going through pregnancy or labor is a spiritual connection. This could be something like being exposed to a medical practice, or maybe even a practitioner, a professional who you trusted, and then finding out that they had different intentions. So this can play out in many different forms in our lives, but the point is that you're going through a state of seeing an illusion, the veil being dropped, and then all of a sudden you're questioning, what is life? What is meaning of life? Because when we start thinking about death and the potential of afterlife, we really start questioning, what is life? So I'm getting this sense that you're going through some really awakened insights now that are potentially very scary. Spirit, can we clarify here for group number 2 and help provide them some more comfort or further insight as to what this could mean? We have compassion. We have a sense of compassion for yourself, a sense that what will help pull you through these dark insights is holding love for yourself and for others, to realize that no one is perfect, no one is exactly black or white, no one is exactly good or bad completely. There's the potential for all of it in every single person. So Spirit is saying to just have more compassion and to understand that no one is perfect, and that is going to help comfort you in this time of truth and awakening. And then we have our next card, 7 of Wands. This kind of like powerful slayer energy. The 7 though is also very sacred in that we have 7 chakras, we have 7 colors of the rainbow. So it's almost like you have the potential now to take the truth that you have gained and apply it into the world around you. So while everyone is still, a lot of people are still stuck in the illusion, you have the potential to use these energies to help you manifest even more. Wands is very spiritual, it's very intentional. So you have this knowledge that you have gained recently from your access to the spirit plane, and Spirit wants you to utilize it in a way that's going to help you manifest more in your life, that's going to allow you to feel more empowered, because knowledge is power. And then we have the Chariot, and look at the symbolisms here. This is really wonderful because I was just talking about black and white, the forces of dualities, this positive and negative, this forces of good and evil that are constantly at play in the world around us. And Spirit is saying, Spirit is validating that and saying that in order for us to move through it, we have to be in a flow state, which is why the Chariot is in motion. We have to stay in a flow state. We cannot become stuck. If we become stuck and we contemplate the good and the bad, then this material world around us, this fast-paced society, is just going to keep moving and moving and moving, and then we'll be left behind. And that is exactly what happens to people who have a lot of 12th house energies or Piscean energies, those who truly see the truth and who see beyond the veil. Oftentimes we can become left behind in the dust if we don't stay in a flow state, because this is a very fast-paced society. And I would know, as a 12th house sun, I would know that there's great potential to wonder and dream and want to be an artist and a creative. But if we are not actively creating and being one with the energies around us, then we get left behind. So Spirit says to stay in that flow state, stay in balance between good and bad. Don't give in or try to move completely in one direction, because there's always going to be that opposite, that duality. We got to stay in the flow state. And then we also have Queen of Wands. And again, Spirit is validating this very spiritual energy at play for your pile. We have the Wands, 7 of Wands here, and then the Queen of Wands. So there's quite a lot of spiritual energy. Wands is using the forces of nature in order to be a master manifester, in order to work with the forces of nature. And so Queen of Wands is someone who has embodied their divine feminine essence, their receptivity, is able to adorn themselves with beautiful things and partner together with animals and creatures, even people at home in the comfort of their community. And then they're able to feel this sense of abundance and peace from it. So Spirit is saying to use the natural forces, maybe using more time in nature to connect with your spiritual well-being, and to see that, to step outside the matrix of society. Because again, in the background of the Chariot, she's stepping outside the matrix of society, and she's able to embrace the natural world. She has moons on her. And then in this card, we have like the sunflower, the wands. So Spirit is saying to embrace nature some more, that is going to help you find a sense of comfort, and not to feel as though you are extremely burdened by society now that you're seeing beyond the matrix of it. We have the Universe card coming in. Spirit wants to let you know that you're a star seed, that there's greater things at play. There's a divine plan for you at play. And so we don't have to feel as though we're stuck. And it's good to dream about the stars and to realize that there's something greater. We don't have to feel stuck in the 3D realm. There's something greater. There's the 5D matrix that you have access to, and it's all related to consciousness and our awareness. So this is what Spirit wants you to think about, is if you were able to see yourself in this situation from a bird's eye perspective, and not only a bird's eye perspective, but as if you were in space, like an astronaut in space looking down at yourself on Earth, what would you say to yourself from such an enlightened perspective? That is what Spirit wants you to think about in this moment. To hold that sense of compassion and oneness, even though the matrix around us is pointing out all the dualities. We have rest and rejuvenate. Again, this idea that Spirit wants you to move yourself more into nature, that Spirit will allow you to feel comforted in nature. Spirit will give you such a beautiful vibration when we set our hand down on earth, or we connect our bare feet to the earth. We're actually getting positive ions, or we're actually getting an electromagnetic field from the earth that is very healing. And after we've been wearing our rubber sole shoes for so long, we've disconnected. And so Spirit is saying they want you to connect more to nature, whether it be through actual vibration of touching the earth, whether it be through herbs or plant medicine. Spirit wants you to be able to rest and rejuvenate more by connecting with natural forces. What else do we have for group number 2, Spirit? We have transformation. We have this beautiful card coming in. of this butterfly symbolism, this wing symbolism. So it's almost again saying that this is a time of transcendence for you. This is a time to see beyond the veil and to realize that you are transforming, that you have a greater sense of awareness now that was gained through going through some kind of hardship, but ultimately it has opened you up even more to your spirituality and your sense of oneness and unity with all of creation. So I hope this helped you, group number 2. Actually, before I forget, I want to do a last dice roll and see if we can get any further insights and messages for you. So I have my Astro dice. I'm going to roll it on my wheel over here and see where it lands. Okay, we have 3, the 3rd house of creativity, of fast-moving plans, and we have it in Gemini. So Gemini is actually the 3rd house. It's interconnected. It's in its home house and its home sign. So there's this energy of being able to see from an enlightened perspective, and the perception and the thoughts can be coming at such rapid pace that we're sometimes not sure exactly how to process them, but it's this really great state of awareness that you're experiencing. Sometimes it can be a little bit scary, but Spirit says to just let it be, let it in, let it happen. You can make space for this energy by making a quick trip, going to your local park or going to a site of water, such as like a fishing area, or maybe you could go walk out on a dock or a pier. Spirit is saying to go ahead and make time to make quick trips happen. We also have Sagittarius in Leo. So we have this idea that as the sun is coming out, when the sun comes out, we're literally able to see more, right? So the sun, the brightness, it shines a light, and we're able to see in dark areas that were previously dark before. So now that you're seeing in areas that were dark before, go ahead and use the knowledge attained from it to help you in life. Sagittarius is all about knowledge and insight and travel. So if you go ahead and take that lightness, that brightness that is shining in dark areas, go ahead and run with that knowledge. Let it encourage you to travel. Let it encourage you to make a difference in this world, to help raise awareness to other people. And then we also have Neptune. We have Neptune in Capricorn. So you are becoming very practical about your mysticism. Spirit is wanting you to find a way that you can apply the insights and the knowledge that you have gained into your life in a very practical, functional way. Because again, if we became the mystic and we fully indulged in the mysticism, then society might get away from us, and all of a sudden we're still stuck in this fantasy land, and society has changed. Maybe all of a sudden our bills aren't getting paid, or things are happening in our life that we're forgetting. We're forgetting important deadlines, for example. Spirit is saying to go ahead and take this mystic energy, this awareness of what is happening in the cosmos, maybe like astrology, tarot, or in our environment. Even if you notice the weather changing, Spirit is saying to become very in sync with nature and find practical ways to apply it into your life. Capricorn is all about practicality and business. So you might be able to start a mystic business, for example, or you might be able to find a way to use your awareness of what is occurring in nature to help you in your personal goals. For example, how a farmer may look at what is occurring in the weather to find the best time for them to plant a crop to have the best results. So Spirit is saying, go ahead and tap into the symbolisms of nature and utilize them in a way that is very practical and applicable for you. So that is all I had for you, group number 2. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. Hello, group number 3. Thanks for joining to see what awaits you in May 2022. If you chose our pile number 3 and or our piece of calcite, then this reading is for you. Let's go ahead and see what the cards have in store for you, and what forces are at play in the month ahead. We have number 23, communication, coming in. We have this beautiful aura in this card, and so Spirit is letting you know that your guides and ancestors have quite a lot that they want to share with you. They also want you to use your insights in order to better connect with your community, because they have quite a lot of spiritual downloads for you, and they want you to share it with others. All about communication is both with your spirit guides, your spirit team, and with your community around you. Then we have new beginnings coming in this season. Surely is a time of new beginnings. Spring just began, and now we're furthering into it. But Spirit says that there are even more new beginnings for you, and I get that totally, because this month there is, well, as I'm recording, there's actually the solar eclipse occurring today, April 30th, or April 29th, that actually might have been. But then later this month, we have the lunar eclipse on the 16th. And eclipses are always a time of paradigm shifts. So there's this new beginning occurring right now for you. And it can manifest itself in so many ways. So let's go ahead and see what else Spirit is letting us know. I think that this paradigm shift is happening in your ability to look at the future. I think that you're starting to see that what you do and how you envision the future is actually going to affect how the future manifests itself. So you're starting to see yourself as a master creator of your own reality, and you're seeing that if you plant the seeds right now, you could actually shape your future into what you want it to be, or you can at least gear it in the right direction towards the pathway that you want to go. You heard the saying that if you shoot for the moon, then you might land among the stars. Because if you miss the moon, then at least you land among the stars, right? So set your sights high, and Spirit believes in you and knows that that is what you're doing at this time, is manifesting your ideal future, planting the seeds for it at least. Spirit says you're going to kind of have to hang out for a bit. It's going to be a little bit of a waiting game. There's nothing you can do but kind of like wait it out sometimes in order to see big results, but in the meantime to enjoy the ride. So this also comes with a state of meditation. It comes with a state, this awareness comes from a state of being comfortable in uncomfortable scenarios, right? It does not look comfortable to be hanging upside down. But Spirit says you are resilient, and that if you go ahead and push through the parts that are kind of uncomfortable by tapping into your extraordinary sense of mindfulness, that you will be able to overcome hardships. So I've even learned that while meditating and also while watching other documentaries. I would suggest, like, if you're on Netflix, the explained episodes on how the brain works are pretty great. And also just if you're into psychology, there's a lot of talk about this. But those who have developed a greater sense of self-control through meditation are able to have a higher tolerance to pain. So, for example, this is why certain healers are able to put their hand inside of boiling water and handle it, for example, not have a reaction. There's plenty of other examples that exist all throughout the world. I think on an episode of Explained, they showed how a monk was able to light on fire and be in a state of mindfulness and peace within, even though they're in extreme heat. So there's this sense that you can become extremely resilient and you can adjust to being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And that level of resilience is leading you to transcendence, as we see from the crown around her head, or this halo around her head. What else do we have? For group number 3, we have the 5 of Swords. So there's this idea that we're walking away. This is us walking away from sharp things, right? From potentials to hurt others, and from potentials of letting ourselves get hurt. We can go ahead and walk away from it. This is you being enlightened and saying to others who want to hurt you or don't have your best interests, this is you walking away at this time and saying, no, I am better than that. I will not let myself be abused. I will not let myself participate in something that doesn't resonate with my own energies. So this occurring in May. This is you being a greater person and allowing yourself to thoroughly think things through before acting. What else do we have? We have the 6 of Cups coming in. So this is a great level of nurturance coming in. This is a lot of emotional well-being. This is connection with youth, with community. This is you finding fulfillment and being able to pass knowledge and emotional well-being on to children. So if you have children, this can definitely be applicable to you. If not your own children, this could even be extended family, community. It could be the work that you're doing is somehow related to youth. But Spirit wants to let you know that it's important to share this feeling of emotional knowledge, this emotional intelligence that you have gained through meditation and spirituality, and to share it in very discreet ways with children. I'm not saying to tell them how the forces of nature work per se, but to be an embodiment of love and generosity, and that they will just feel within how it feels to be a good person, how it feels to be a good relative, and in that way you will be a teacher. And then we have 7, stand your ground. So I think going back to the 5 of Swords situation is that there's going to be something kind of challenging coming up. People are looking at you and they're seeing, oh wow, this person is so they're not seeing you necessarily as enlightened, but they're seeing you as kind of odd, because people who are very spiritual can come across to naysayers as a threat. So Spirit is saying to stand your ground. You have a spiritual team beside you. It's okay if you're feeling alone or as if no one is really on the same level of emotional intelligence as you are. because your spiritual team is backing you up and saying that you're doing the right thing. They are so proud of you. Your ancestors and guides are so very proud of you, and they would not want someone in the physical realm to hinder the way you perceive yourself. And then we also have emotional withdrawal. So this is you kind of feeling like you need a moment. This is because when we're in this society around us, and sometimes we can feel alienated, it's really important to sit with your emotions for a bit, especially if others are being kind of reactive. This is us taking a moment to go ahead and retreat, sit with your emotions, feel them, and realize that it's okay. It's okay to feel whatever you are feeling. Again, Spirit supports it, and they want you to be able to live this life to your fullest. They would not put these challenges and obstacles in your way if they didn't think it was for your best interest, or that there was something to be learned from it. And then we have this firm foundation, this sense that when we overcome the hardships, we become even more strong. So going back to that meditation idea, I really liked that idea. I think it fits here very well, that you will create a higher tolerance to pain. You will create a higher awareness that what others are doing does not always have to do with you. So regardless of how your environment is, or those who are threatening you or threatened by you, that you will hold strong within because of your emotional intelligence, that you will find this firm foundation. This is a very grounding card, so Spirit wants to gift you and your enlightened soul a sense of groundedness and rootedness, right? Because you've been very up here, you've been very liberated, and Spirit wants to gift you a sense of root chakra grounding, a sense of being secure and feeling like you belong here on earth. So Spirit is giving you this idea that you are building a firm foundation by picking and choosing your actions carefully. And I would like to get further clarification with our dice, just to see if we have any further messages for you. Spirit, what do we have for pile 3? Any last messages we can share with them about what to expect this May? So we have Taurus in the sign of Gemini. So we have this new level of abundance and values that is coming through your thoughts, your quick moving actions. You might make, honestly, you might feel called to check out a certain store, and then from you actually going to that store, for example, I felt called to go to a crystal shop. I walk in the crystal shop and I discover this beautiful piece of calcite. And then I discovered that calcite is actually in the third eye, the pineal gland in our brain. And from that simple little impulsive feeling that I needed to go into a crystal shop, I had this profound discovery, this change of values, this enlightenment in my values from that simple trip. Well, Spirit says that this month of May is going to give you just that if you allow yourself to feel called into a particular direction, go ahead and take some time to make a quick trip out of it, because they will provide you a sense of abundance or an enlightenment of your values that you already hold. Then we have the 4th house of home and family in Pisces. So we have the sense that you are very dreamy in your home right now, that you are creating a spiritual retreat, somewhere where you can dream, you can have insights, you can allow yourself to connect with your guides and ancestors in your home environment, or that your guides are very close to you in your home, and you might be reincarnating them, you may be manifesting them in the form of family, whether it could be like pregnancy, or whether it could be new friends and connections that you're drawing into your environment. Maybe you're moving right now and you have different roommates, or maybe you are moving in with family, extended relatives like cousins. This can manifest itself in so many different ways, but Spirit just wants to let you know that it's important for you to create space for ancestors and for remembrance of those before, as well as envisioning the generations to come and how that interplays with the home environment, your security, your stability in the home environment. And then we also have Scorpio kind of on the fence here on the line between Aquarius and Capricorn. So there's some changes and transformations coming up in the way that you connect with your community and the way that you do business. So Spirit wants to allow you to bring in more emotion, more fierceness in the way that you present yourself to the community and the way that you do business. Because as a very emotional or empathetic person, as the cards are showing and demonstrating to me, you can sometimes be overlooked by society or by others. And so Spirit is saying that if you're more along the lines of, say, like a Cancer sign or like a Pisces sign, Spirit is saying, okay, let's go ahead and get that fierceness of our fellow water sign, Scorpio. Let's go ahead and take that fierceness so that we're not getting poked and prodded at all the time, and we're not just looking like a tantalizing treat, as delicious food is crabs and fish, right? If you're into seafood. But scorpions, like, people don't desire to necessarily eat a scorpion. So Spirit is saying to kind of make yourself a little bit more fierce, make yourself a little bit more aggressive, and not letting people view you as food, not letting people view you as something that they can abuse and use for their own benefit. Spirit is saying now is the time to make a very clear statement to your community and to your business so that you are able to get what you really need out of those interconnections and relationships. I hope this was helpful, group number 3. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the video down below, and I look forward to seeing you in a future reading. Bye.